Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive deep into the stories and mysteries behind the everyday things you've always wondered about. Today's question comes from one of our awesome viewers, Choco Lover 123. Thanks for the suggestion. Choco Lover 123. You asked, how did chocolate become a drink before it was a dessert? Now, if you've ever enjoyed a warm cup of hot chocolate or munched on a bar of milk chocolate, you've probably never thought about how it all started. Well, today we're taking a sweet trip through history to uncover how chocolate went from a bitter drink of ancient civilizations to the beloved treat we know today, right here on Explaining Everything. Chocolate. It's sweet, it's creamy. It's the stuff dreams are made of. But before it was the luxurious dessert we devour in the form of bars, truffles, and cakes, chocolate was, well, not exactly a dessert. In fact, it was once a drink, a spicy, bitter drink, served not in your favorite cafe, but by ancient civilizations who probably didn't even know what a fancy latte was. Now, how did this humble liquid evolve into the candy we all binge-watch Netflix with? Let's take a trip back in time, way back. Think before Instagram, before coffee shops, before even the concept of chocolate had any meaning. We're talking about the ancient civilizations of Mesoamerica, present-day Mexico, and Central America. Yep, you heard that right. Thousands of years ago, people weren't enjoying chocolate cake on their birthdays. They were stirring up a frothy beverage made from cacao beans, which, surprise, surprise, didn't exactly taste like today's milk chocolate. Hold up, bitter chocolate? I know. This is like telling you that donuts used to be healthy. But stick with me. Let's talk about the Mayans and the Aztecs. These ancient civilizations were so ahead of their time, they made our modern-day obsession with superfoods look pretty underwhelming. The Mayans, who lived around 250 to 900 AD, were the first to discover cacao beans, and boy, did they fall hard. But instead of snacking on a chocolate bar while watching Netflix, they made themselves a drink called chocolaty. And no, it didn't come in a cute Starbucks cup with whipped cream and a drizzle of caramel. It was a thick, bitter, and somewhat earthy drink, spiced with chili peppers and sometimes even vanilla. Talk about an acquired taste, right? The Mayans believed cacao beans were a gift from the gods. In fact, they even used the beans as currency. That's right, cacao was so valuable, people traded it like it was, well, money. Imagine paying for your groceries with a bag of cacao beans. Might make inflation look a little more bearable, huh? But wait, the Aztecs came into the scene with their own twist. They loved cacao so much that they treated it like liquid gold. They'd drink it before battle for energy, and maybe a little bravery, because let's be honest, drinking something that bitter probably made you feel like you could conquer the world. Their version of chocolate drink was served cold, poured from one cup to another to create froth on top. And if you were lucky enough to be an Aztec emperor, you could drink it in a super fancy ceremonial goblet made of gold. Because nothing says I'm in charge like sipping a bitter drink from gold. But here's where the plot thickens. Enter the Spanish conquistadors. And no, they didn't just bring diseases and gold hunting. They also brought back cacao beans to Europe in the 16th century. You'd think they were going to ruin chocolate, right? Well, kind of. At first, the Spanish didn't love chocolate the way the Aztecs did. They thought the whole chili-spiced bitter thing was, well, gross. But the Spanish, being the clever food innovators they were, decided to improve it. What do you do when life gives you bitter chocolate? You add sugar, honey, and cinnamon. Fast forward to the 18th century. The Spanish had turned chocolate into something sweet, but it was still mostly served as a drink. But then, bam! The Industrial Revolution happened. And that, my friends, is when chocolate truly started to transform. Newfangled machines made grinding cacao beans easier, and chocolate manufacturers began experimenting with solidifying the drink. Chocolate wasn't just something you drank anymore. It was now something you could eat, too. Imagine that moment when you realized chocolate wasn't just a liquid. Oh no, it was a solid food that you could carry in your pocket. It was like the universe giving you permission to snack. So, chocolate went from a bitter, spicy drink of the gods to the sweet, melty dessert we can't get enough of today. But how did it make the final leap from drink to dessert? Enter the chocolate bar. Oh yes, the chocolate bar was the game changer. In 1847, the first solid chocolate bar was created by a company called Fry and Sons in England. And bam, the world changed forever. Suddenly, we could eat chocolate in public without needing to sip a cup of hot cocoa. And we didn't even need to call it a dessert. Chocolate had become a lifestyle. It was everywhere. We had chocolate bars, chocolate ice cream, chocolate cakes, chocolate everything. The drink became the dessert, and the rest, as they say, is history. And that's how chocolate went from a bitter drink of ancient civilizations to the sweet, creamy dessert we can't get enough of today. It's a journey that spans centuries, with plenty of twists and turns along the way. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.